upsteaders here. I'm fighting off a cold, so I'm losing my voice a little bit. Excuse me, but I wanted to jump on. I'm on my way out to meet some clients to do a design review so we can get cabinets and countertops ordered. And this morning we had a concrete pour, and yesterday I had to go drive over to Springfield to meet with architect, and so it's just been kind of go. And you know, the other thing that we're super involved with is the Ozark Patriots, which is our political action group, constitutional conservatives. The vast majority of our members are also Christians. So, you know, those are the kind of candidates we're looking for and we're trying to support. And I just wanted to hop on really quick and just let you all know how important it is that we are all working at a local level to fix things, to fix bureaucracy, to fix graft, to fix nepotism, to fix, you know, everything that is going on in our local communities from a political standpoint that isn't right. And I can't even begin to tell you how shocked and dismayed we were whenever our group started digging into what's happening at the local level, how much complete and total nonsense is occurring, how much money is being spent that they have no business spending. We are the third wealthiest county in the state of Arkansas, and Arkansas itself is one of the highest tax states, and we are one of the highest tax counties in one of the highest tax states. And this used to be a Democrat-run state. That's how Bill Clinton got elected. It was a Democrat-run state. As it switched over to becoming a more conservative state, a lot of Democrats, to stay in office, just changed their party affiliation. But they didn't change their behavior. They didn't change their beliefs. They didn't change what they stand for. And that's why we are, you know, a quote-unquote red state. We have a super majority in the House and Senate of Republicans, people who call themselves Republicans, and we can't get a heartbeat bill passed, and we can't get 2A amendment protections in place. You know, strong ones, like the ones that some states have that say if the government tries to come in, the federal government tries to come in and take our guns, we don't go by federal laws, we go by state laws. We can't get those passed here. And when I say a heartbeat bill, I'm talking about like Texas has, that there is no abortion after 6 weeks because it's a life, right? In a red, a conservative, supposedly conservative, deep red state with a super majority, Republican super majority, those two pieces of legislation alone should not be a challenge to get passed. And we can't get them passed here. And the dirt goes all the way to the governor's office, and it goes all the way to the head of the state GOP. And our group has caused such a ruckus here that they literally have conversations about us at the state capitol. What are they going to do with us? How are they going to stop us? How are they going to shut us up? Our members have had death threats, literal death threats. The candidates that we support, we have 10 candidates that we're backing in the primaries in May. Almost all of those candidates have been warned against us. The ones running for national seats that we support and the ones running for state seats all have been told not to associate with us. On a local level, those that we have running for county government, their signs are being stolen. They get 3 a.m. wake-up harassment calls. They're being threatened. It is unbelievable. Keep in mind, our entire county has about 42,000 residents. The city of Mountain Home, where I live, which is the biggest city in the county, has 12,000 residents. And you would think we have the New York City mob running the Republican Party here. Like, you really would. It's absolutely crazy. And the majority of people, the majority of true Republicans and true conservatives here have recognized for a long time that things were wrong, that there were some things that weren't right. We have tax and spend state and county and city governments, again, all supposedly practical supermajorities, all Republicans supposedly, and they run things like freaking Democrats. It is absolutely revolting. So I come on here today to ask you, what do you know about your city? What do you know about your county? What do you know about your state? It's really easy to, be focused on national stuff, on, Brandon and, the globalists and George Soros and all that kind of stuff. But true change in the United States of America begins at the state level. The states hold an enormous amount of power, but they won't wield that power unless they have true constitutional conservatives running things. And that starts with your city and your county. That's where it starts. That's where the majority of these people who end up eventually as your state representatives and your state senators, your governors, your treasurers, they all started out in some little city, county government agency somewhere. So we have to stop it now. Our school board, again, school board, they're supposedly all Republicans. And they voted to mask our kids whenever school started again last year without consulting the parents. And so we had to go in there and we had to storm the school board and we had to put 70 bodies in seats and show up for every meeting and let them know we weren't going to stand for it. And now we've got a candidate running for a school board position. We're primarying somebody. Don't be afraid to primary people. If they're not doing their job, they have to go. And I gotta tell you, here where we are, because technology is still about 10 years behind, Facebook is the platform, and the Ozark Patriots get on there and we just blow everybody up. We've got a constitutional conservative running for our sheriff's department, and the incumbent, who started out as a great guy 15 years ago, that sheriff's department is so dirty that civil lawsuits have been exposed. Sexual abuse. We know that there's a trafficking issue here. We know that traffickers run through this part of the state. Surrounding counties, and we're right on the border with Missouri, have very strict rules in place about pedophiles, and we don't. And so we have a ton of pedophiles that come here. We have a woke mayor who, in conjunction with the Chamber of Commerce, and y'all need to know, wherever you live, 99% of the time the Chamber of Commerce is woke AF. Like, they are woke. So our mayor, in conjunction with our Chamber of Commerce, hired a consulting firm out of Temecula, California, to try and remake our area to make it more like the liberal areas in the state that they get all excited about. They don't want this to be a retiree community anymore. They don't want this to be a Christian conservative community anymore. They want this to be a woke, gay welcome, trans welcoming, tech job welcoming, blue city and county. That's what they're going for. The majority of residents aren't aware of that. And so one of the ways that we have started combating all this is we just started paying attention. We have 200 very active members, and then we have another probably 100 members that, come and go. So we're up to, 300 people keeping an eye on things. And the emails, text messages, and DMs do not let up for me, because these folks are sending me newspaper articles, firsthand accounts, like with the sheriff's office, lawsuits that they've dug up. And we're getting ready to Freedom of Information Act request, not just budgets, because budgets don't tell you anything. Anybody can make up a budget in an Excel spreadsheet, but bank statements. We want to see how the money's being spent by the school boards, by our county government, by our city government. Why are our taxes so high? The state of Arkansas has a $1.2 billion tax surplus, and they continue to tax us like crazy. And if you see this road I'm driving down right now, it's for crap. You cross over into Missouri, smaller county, much poorer county than the one I'm in, and the roads are immaculate. So where's all the money going? And that's probably been the biggest lesson that I've learned through all of this, is always follow the money. When the Lord spoke about, it's easier for a camel to get through the eye of the needle, even though he was talking about a gate, this still makes sense, than it is for a rich man to get into heaven. What he was talking about was greed, was people who are so in love with money, they put money before everything else, right? So we know that our country is being sold out. We know that politicians in DC are literally selling our country off bit by bit. We all know that China owns a huge amount of real estate in North America, because our legislators have sold us out, literally. And I can tell you, COVID had a huge financial push behind it. The reason that people pushed some of the things that they did, even though they knew it was wrong, was because they were making money off of it. So start following the money. Follow the money in your local communities. See what grant money they're taking. Who does that grant money come from? Who are they beholden to? Check your politicians. In the state of Arkansas, and it's like this in many states, they're required to list who they take money from, who all of their donors are. And that's public information. You can go look it up on the web. Find out who your politicians are taking money from. Then you're going to know why they're doing what they're doing. Lots of folks love Sarah Huckabee Sanders because she was a spokesperson for Donald Trump, and they think that makes her a constitutional conservative. She's not. She's a money gal. She wants to fundamentally transform the state of Arkansas like Obama wanted to fundamentally transform the United States. And we all see how that's going. She's raised over $14 million in her campaign, outraised every other person running for any position just about combined, and she continues to fundraise. And 90% of that money she has taken from out of state. In fact, her biggest donors are from California, the Pacific Northwest, Illinois. We don't need their money here. Who is she going to answer to? Who is she going to be beholden to? It's not us. It's not us. It's those globalist corporations and those big money donors that she's taking money from. Don't vote for people like that. Don't put people like that in office. So, sorry this turned into a lecture, but it's just, I had a conversation with my dad right before I left, and he was telling me that he was going to vote for our incumbent sheriff, and my dad is very aware of what's going on. My dad's very informed in politics, and I said, Dad, haven't you seen all the information come out about the horrific abuse out of that sheriff's office? office and how they're spending the money and what's happening there? And my dad's like, no, actually I haven't. Okay, well that's great. So I know as one of the organizers of the Ozark Patriots, we have to hammer that home because we have an outstanding candidate for that position who will do an incredible job. But he's not going to get in if people aren't aware of the issues going on with the current sheriff, because incumbents win over 80% of the time just based off of name recognition. So we have to make sure we do our part. And I'm calling on all of you. You got to do your part. And if you're a Christian, you've really got to do your part. We are at war. This is a war between good and evil. And the time to sit idly by in a pew with your hands folded on your lap, that's over. We have got to stop the evil that's happening. If we don't stop it, we're going to have to answer for that whenever we get up there. So, all right, I'm about to pull into my clients. I thank you for following me this long. I promised y'all I would be shooting more videos. I'm not sure if this is what you want to hear, but this is what you're getting today. So I hope y'all are doing amazing, and I will catch you on the next one.